What's going on, guys? So I was just randomly on YouTube, type in fragrance in the search bar, just see what videos are trending, see where any of mine might be ranking and such. I tend to do that on occasion. I don't do it every day, but every couple of days or so, if I'm bored sitting around playing on YouTube, I will. And of course, all the stuff Jeremy posted for the days, the first couple, because the algorithm definitely loves Jeremy fragrance. And it got me thinking, it's pretty often. I can't make too many videos without somebody mentioning Jeremy at some point in the comments. I get asked on a regular basis what I think about him. It happens in every live stream that I do. Good, bad, or indifferent for how wild he can be on camera sometimes. Jeremy is a popular guy, so I figured I'd just touch base a little bit with you guys on, how I feel about him, maybe address it once and for all kind of thing, so maybe I don't have to keep addressing it in live streams. And I actually grabbed 3 fragrances that 100% are of his influence before I started my channel that I purchased because of him. So I got to give credit where credit is due. So stay tuned. So like I said, I actually did meet Jeremy back in 2019 at the Versace Explore. We had a few conversations. I actually filmed a video on his phone for him of him and a young lady that walked up to talk to him because he was going around spraying Date for Men on people, getting reactions and such while he was there. Office for Men was his only fragrance on the market at the time. Date for Men was about to come out. And he's actually, when not on stage, I guess is how you can put it, when he doesn't have a camera on him or a crowd of people, he's very laid back, very chill, very easy to talk to. He's not as wild as you would think he would be. Now, granted, this has been a few years since I spent some time with him, and what you see on camera from friends of mine that have hung out with him since, he's gotten a bit wilder, for sure. Now, granted, these are in crowded settings and such, and I think it's gotten to the point to where he understands the entertainment aspect of this, and that, enhancing the character of Jeremy fragrance can only benefit and suit him. So is it technical fragrance knowledge all the time? No, but is there nonstop entertainment when you click one of Jeremy's videos, no matter what platform it's on? Yeah, you're going to laugh at him, with him, or something at some point. So I don't knock the man for his hustle, you know what I mean? What he's doing works for him, so shout out to him, Like I said, nothing against the guy. The time I spent with him, he was really cool to me. And I don't know, I'm sure we'll cross paths again at some point. But as far as the fragrances, I wanted to pick 3. There's a few more than that he's influenced. Because you guys know, if you've watched Jeremy over the years, there's certain fragrances that he's harped on over and over. And I don't just mean Eros and Sauvage. But these 3 in particular, he just made them sound so good. And when I got them, turns out they were so good. So the first one is actually... it always cracked me up the way he said this one. Profumo. He always rolled the R and O. Acqua di Gio Profumo. Yes, this is Jeremy's fault that I own this fragrance. And I absolutely love it. He was spot on. It does smell very much like the original Acqua di Gio, but it's a much more matured and well put together take on the scent profile. You have incense, you have patchouli. It definitely dresses up a whole lot better. It performs night and day better than the original Acqua di Gio. This is just a fantastic fragrance. You can't miss with this one. Granted, it doesn't get the hype that it used to get, but it's still, in my opinion, the best version of Acqua di Gio. And if you're only going to get one that can kind of check every box and do everything better than the rest in the line, Profumo is the one. So definitely Jeremy's fault. This was his influence on why I bought Acqua di Gio Profumo. The next one, you've heard him describe it this way. It's always hilarious when he does mention it. A fresh fabric softener with a sweet raspberry touch. Mont Blanc Individuel. This is my second bottle, actually. This is not the bottle he influenced me buying. I had another 50 ml prior. It's polarizing. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I had a bottle, my first bottle I got like 5 years ago or so. And I used to wear it pretty often. It was kind of, at one point, almost my signature scent. So I ended up getting a second bottle a few years later I want to say about 3 to 4 years ago at this point, because in a little over 1 year, I had went through a bottle, but first time I ever heard of it was on one of Jeremy's. I want to say it was a Most Compliment video, and it just sounded really freaking good and versatile. Fresh fabric softener, nice and clean smell, little fruitiness. That sounded appealing. Cheap, performs, why not? Let's roll the dice. And it turned out to be a successful blind buy. So much so that I'm on my second bottle. Now, I hardly wear it anymore. It was kind of a moment in time for me, but absolutely Jeremy's influence on why I have this, this affinity for Individuel, why I have these memories with Individuel. It's not the end-all, be-all, greatest thing and must-have in your collection, but I'll tell you what, when you're starting out, or when your collection's on the smaller side, or you just get to that point to where you're looking to maybe get some good, solid bargain fragrances that are worth, getting for $20 or $30, stuff like this falls into that category for me. So I was definitely influenced to get this Mont Blanc Individuel. Now, this last one, the main thing about this one is this is when I started to really develop a taste and a love for Iris. So he's dubbed this as the king of the office. A lot of people feel that way, even though I personally think Versace Pour Homme is still kind of the best office fragrance. This is a close second for me. It's Prada L'homme. Soapy neroli and iris, powdery. There's a little bit of peppery spice. There's some woods in the backdrop. Performance is solid on this one. It's well above average. It's not a beast, but it's definitely a stronger fragrance than I think people give it credit for. Might just be my skin, but this stuff is fantastic. It always makes me happy to smell this fragrance. Spawned some really good flankers. I love Prada L'homme Low. It's probably my favorite. And then Prada L'homme Intense, the discontinued beauty, which I think actually the whole line is discontinued. I know Intense is for sure. But this fragrance right here, this is a monumental turning point type of fragrance for me, because this is the first Iris heavy fragrance I think I got my hands on. Before I got any of the Dior Hommes, this is when I really started taking interest in would I like Iris, and I went solely based off of Jeremy's recommendation and the things he had to say, and turns out it's one of my favorite fragrance DNAs ever created. It's a beautiful soapy powdery iris. It's not the waxy lipsticky type of Dior Homme. It is a different spin on designer iris that I just have a deep passion and love for. This scent profile is gorgeous, and like I said, he nailed it. It's 100% his influence, so the interest was already starting to develop as far as wanting to explore iris, but he's the one that kind of influenced me to break the ice on getting my first iris fragrance, and it definitely made me fall in love with iris and want to explore it further. So Jeremy, my love for iris is partially your fault, because of Prada L'homme. So just a real quick video, nothing super long, just wanted to touch on my limited experience around Jeremy, because like I said, people ask me all the time, because at the end of the day, the man's got almost 2 million subscribers. I haven't looked at his TikTok page in a while, but it's been months and months, and he had 3 million followers then. Probably even bigger now. Jeremy is entertaining. He's got his catchphrases. He's got his single words, screaming power and all that. He's wild. You know what I mean? What you see on camera, that dude is wild. When I met him, not quite as wild, but from what I hear, he has gotten wilder from people that I know that have hung around him. So, hey, it works for him. He's living a pretty good lifestyle from what I can tell. So, shout out to you, Jeremy. More power to you, my man. These are 3 of the fragrances that you influenced me on. Hell, a little bonus one right here. I just happen to have Versace Dylan Blue. This was your influence as well. First time I heard about that, I want to say, or really considered getting it, was with Jeremy. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe before you leave the video, and sound off below. What do you think of Jeremy? Good, bad, or indifferent? He may end up seeing this video. He may like to read what you guys have to say below. And until next time, guys, I will say, if you get your hands on any of the ones he influenced me to get, and you give him a spray now, you might thank me and Jeremy later. Have a good one, guys.